Right, in today's video I'll be showing you why the BMW 6 Series, specifically the 635D, is the best daily that money can buy. Let's get into it. That's working and it's not too bad quality, but in this video, as you already know, I'm going to be explaining why I believe the BMW 6 Series is one of the best daily drivers that you can buy. When I talk about this, I mean this generation of 6 Series. It's the E63. But yeah, I'm not going to waste any time, let's get straight into it. One of the first reasons is a power. As you can see, no, I'm not even close to flooring it, and it's just got so much torque and so much power that it will get you out of any trouble, and it's fun to drive. So I've had this car probably, I think, 2 or 3 months now. I've done probably 1,500 miles in it, and I bloody love it. It's brilliant for everyday driving. It's comfortable enough. But let me actually get my little sheet of paper so I don't miss anything. So yeah, first pro to this car is it's good on fuel. I mean, some people it might not be, but I was gone from a L322 Range Rover. This is a replacement one because obviously the L322 shit itself after buying it and having it for a year. So it does 33 miles per gallon average, and I do not drive this car gently. So I'd assume if you did drive it nicely, I haven't gone on a long enough run to actually sort of get a good like a judge for it yet, but I would assume it would do about 40 on a long run. So yeah, that's the first pro. 35 miles per gallon out of a 370 horsepower. I'd say like well, it is a GT car, I believe. That is not bad. I mean, again, if it had a 2 litre, that wouldn't be great, but for the amount of power you're getting, it's perfect. Again, another brilliant pro that I've enjoyed in this car so far, at least, is it being auto. I know it's not for the purists, and in any other car I'd rather have a manual, but in this you just don't want it really. When you get stuck in traffic, things like that, there's no way I'd want to have a manual to drive every day. It's just a bit of a pain in the arse, and you know, in a auto you don't have to put so much thought into driving. That probably sounds terrible, I don't mean it like that, but you know, it's just easier for day to day. Right, let me put it in sport mode. We're going back onto the dual carriageway, so 70 miles an hour. Oh baby, she flies! You know, I don't know what the 0 to 60 is now, but it's definitely quick. I've had it mapped, sort of not out of choice. I'll go into that in another video where I explain how much this car has cost me over the amount of time I've had it, whatever it is, 3 months, 6 months, I can't really remember. But yeah, another pro to it would be that it just looks nice. It's, in my opinion at least, it looks nice. I know it's quite a mixed bag on the this shape 6 Series. It's a bit like Marmite, you either love it or you hate it. To be honest, that's a lie, because I don't love Marmite and I definitely don't hate it, so maybe I'm feeding you lies, but I think it's a nice looking car personally, especially in black. Again, another pro is that the options are bloody endless really. I'm not sure if you can see on this camera, hopefully you can, otherwise that's quite useless, but it's got everything you need, heated seats, all that sort of stuff. I've got the LCI sat-nav stuff, so it's still fairly new. I mean, it's nothing on CarPlay, but it does work to get you to and from your destination. But one of the main reasons for me to buy this car is just, what else can you get for the money? I bought this, which was a little bit more than 5 grand. Well, actually, it was more than my budget was, basically. I can't remember. I think I paid £6,500 for it, which for a 635D LCI is not bad, considering, you know, you get all the updated driving systems and stuff like that. And the I didn't realise, but before I sort of looked for one, it turns out the the diesel ones the most sought after, just because no one wants to drive a 4-litre V8 every day, and apparently the diesel ones are actually more unreliable. Petrol ones are more unreliable than the diesel, because I believe this has the M57 engine in it, which is a 3-litre diesel twin turbo. I think at factory it's 310 horsepower, and when it's had a map it's about 360 to 370. So I haven't actually had this dyno mapped, but a very reputable company in Southampton have done it, so I believe what they say basically. Completely forgot what I was talking about, but yeah, so I was having a look at other options. I looked at Volvo, big Volvos, big Audis like a Q5. I did also look at Taylor's favourite X5s, and I don't know, they didn't speak out to me. I'm sure they're brilliant cars, otherwise actually Taylor would have them even if they were shit. So, but I wanted something different. My dad had one of these years ago. And it just I always liked the look of it, I always liked the shape of it, and it just, I don't know, it reminds me of good times, so I thought maybe I should do that and get one. And I looked at what else you can get for the same sort of money, between like 5, 6, 7 grand, and there's not enough. You can get, I wrote down, so you can get an 18 plate Fiesta, nice, or you could get like a Nissan Juke and things like that. But bearing in mind this is a daily driver, I don't want something like, you know, something's going to break all the time, or something's really uncomfortable. So you can get these cars, or like a Ford Cougar. Who wants a Ford Cougar? No one wants one of those. And if they do, you should be disappointed with yourself, because that is no good. Oh, I've got everything you could want. I've got luxury, speed, comfort. But yeah, on the way back, I'll talk to you about the things I don't like. Moving on to the things I don't like about this car is, I'd say by far the most annoying thing is the visibility and parking. This car is awful. You've got hardly any view out the back just because of the shape and design of the car. It's awful. The wing mirrors don't show anything because the body's quite wide. You can't actually see where the back of the car is. It does have parking sensors, obviously, so it is actually fine, but it's a bloody long car. I think when I had them side by side with the Range Rover, it was the same length as a Range Rover, which is nuts. Obviously, I will hopefully remember to check that and write it on the screen if it is, but it's a big bloody car. I didn't realise until I went and saw it how big it is. So yeah, that's the first thing I don't like, which compared to the things I do like is obviously very minor. You know, that's not. I mean, it's most of the things are related to bad visibility that I don't like. Right, I've had a look at my little list. So yeah, I mean, basically, they sort of go down to the design of the car. So it's got terrible visibility, as I've mentioned, all over. And there's not a lot of room in the front. It's lovely. You've got loads of room. It's really comfortable. But you know, as in you wouldn't want it any wider, and you can put the seat far enough back. I'm 6 foot, and I've got plenty of room to go back. And Alex would probably have another 2 feet extra room. So yeah, there's enough room in the front, but in the back, I've had my friends in the back of it, and there's not a lot of room. I mean, they're all about the same height, and their knees are touching the seats. So that's not great. And the last thing, which is probably just me moaning a bit, really, obviously this is me coming from the Range Rover, it's not the most comfortable thing. The seats and stuff are fine. They're not as cushioned as the Range Rover. But it's more the suspension. Obviously these are 19-inch wheels with not a huge amount of tyre. The Range Rover had huge tyres, and also it was air suspension, so you can't really compare the two. I mean, maybe if you jump from like a Polo or something into this, you'd think it's super comfortable. Give it a little pull when we get to the National. Whoa, you see, it bloody goes, it does. And actually, that reminded me of one last thing that I don't like about the car is the gearbox is not great. It's quite slow. I honestly expected it to be a bit faster. This is by far the newest car I've had. Was the newest car I'd had is what I meant to say. Was 2007. So no, this is 4 years newer. So I thought, oh, the gearbox will be all sorted out. It'll be really quick, and it's quick to change gear, but sometimes it's a bit like sluggish in changing gear. I don't know if that makes sense. Like it sort of hangs onto the gear for a bit longer than I'd want it to. I don't know if that's, you know, I assume if I just use the pedals all the time, that wouldn't be the case, but I don't want to do that. You know, I bought an automatic, so I wanted it to be automatic. I think that's about everything with it. Hello guys, thank you for watching the video. If you did enjoy, please like, comment and subscribe. And if you didn't enjoy, please comment and tell me why. As always, I will hopefully see you next week.